From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Tuesday, July the 3rd, 2018. Israel's Knesset yesterday passed legislation that would deduct money collected for the Palestinian Authority by Israel over its so-called pay-to-slay practice. Every month, Israel collects tax revenues for the PA and passes that along to them. The new law would deduct the monthly stipends that the PA pays to Palestinian terrorists and their families from that amount, hoping to be a deterrent to terror. Spokesperson for the PA, Nabil Abu Radene, said Israel crossed a red line with the legislation, saying that the measure amounted to a, quote, declaration of war on the Palestinian people with serious repercussions. We reported to you yesterday that Australia announced it would no longer send funding directly to the PA over concerns that that money could be used to pay the terrorist stipends, and Australia would instead send aid to the Palestinian people through a UN program. Today, Palestinian official Hanan Ashrawi strongly criticized Australia, urging it to reconsider. She said Australia seems to have succumbed to the U.S. administration's pressure in compounding the injustice of Israel's military occupation by punishing its Palestinian victims. Meanwhile, Israel's Defense Minister Avigdor Lieberman said he was putting together a team to implement the new law passed by the Knesset today. He said the fight against terrorism rests on two legs, security and finance. We are making an effort to root out terrorism using military means while at the same time drying out its sources of funding. Israeli firefighters once again today battled blazes sparked by incendiary balloons and kites sent over the Gaza border fence into Israel. 6 fires were being fought near several kibbutzim in southern Israel. They were said to mostly be under control. Israel's Justice Minister Ayelet Shaked toured the Gaza border area today and said the state of Israel must use an iron fist against those who launch incendiary kites and against terror operatives. A Holocaust memorial in northern Greece was once again the target of vandalism. This past Wednesday night, vandals threw black paint on the memorial in Thessaloniki. It was the third time in 6 months that the memorial was vandalized. Israel's President Reuven Rivlin, who was in Thessaloniki in January, wrote to the leader of the Jewish community there that this was a further reminder of the need to continue to stand up against anti-Semitism in all its forms. Last week, condemnation was also heard from the Greek government. The monument honors the memory of the 50,000 Thessaloniki Jews murdered by the Nazis. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu met today with a bipartisan delegation of U.S. members of Congress at his office in Jerusalem, led by U.S. Representative Ted Deutsch. Netanyahu later wrote on social media that he expressed his appreciation for the delegation members' support for Israel's security and spoke with them about regional issues and Iranian aggression. Well, a new Israeli startup is changing the way music is taught. Tanara 360 combines notes with cutting-edge technologies, helping to motivate students to practice their instruments, also giving them feedback on their progress and helping teachers give assignments and grade them. Tanara CEO Ohad Golan said, "We are fixing music education by bringing joy back into the process." Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Tuesday, July the 3rd at 7 o'clock, Ken Spiro looks at the impact of Judaism on modern political thought. At 8, American Jewish historian Jonathan Sarna gives a historical perspective on anti-Semitism in America from Limud, New York, 2018. At 9 o'clock, Mark Golub leads a discussion of the history of the Jewish experience in America and its challenges with Jeffrey Guruk, Deborah Dash-Moore, Stephen Boehm, and Thane Rosenbaum. At 10:30, students at Smith College and Hampshire College tell the story of standing up for Israel in this documentary short. And coming up at 6:30, remarks from Israeli Defense Minister Avigdor Lieberman from the Jerusalem Post Conference. And that's the JBS News Update for Tuesday, July the 3rd, 2018. I'm Teisha Bader.